Morning, this is KELOLAND On The Go, with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
In January, we told you about a woman who claimed she was groped by a massage therapist in Sioux Falls. Now prosecutors have filed another charge against 46-year-old Kurt Smith.
Court documents say a woman recognized Smith after our original stories aired and decided to contact law enforcement. She told police Smith groped her breasts and massaged her upper inner thigh after she told him she was uncomfortable.
Smith told his manager he had a, quote, gift from God, and God wanted him to touch people in places that the business doesn't allow. He has 2 court appearances scheduled for next week.
2 death penalty cases in South Dakota are back in court this week. Joseph Hook is scheduled to stand trial on May 19th for the death of Moody County Deputy Ken Prorock. Prorock of Wentworth, South Dakota, was killed during a pursuit near the I-29 Coleman exit.
That's where Hook allegedly swerved at Prorock as he was deploying spike strips to try and end the pursuit. Hook's defense attorney is now asking for a delay.
The defense is requesting additional counsel be appointed, and there'll be a further conversation about the psychiatric reports. Previously, there was a psychiatric report on the issue of whether or not he could assist in the defense. The defense has also sought additional psychiatric reports relating to the type of plea dealing with mental status and a potential insanity plea.
Hook's motions hearing is set for 1:30 today in the Moody County Courthouse in Flandreau.
Then tomorrow morning in Sioux Falls, Federal Court Attorney General Jack Lee will participate in a hearing for Briley Piper, who received the death penalty after he was convicted in the 2000 death of Chester Podge.
Piper is the only current inmate on death row in South Dakota and is appealing his sentence.
South Dakota Governor Larry Roden's office announced Wednesday afternoon that he is going to announce next steps for a new prison this morning. This comes after House Bill 1025 was gutted and ultimately failed to make it to the Senate.
KELOLAND's Bob Mercer and Dan Santella will be there in person in Pierre to cover Roden's remarks online, on social media, and of course here on air, which you can watch a live stream of the news conference on our website. That begins at 10:30 a.m. Central Time.
Now let's get a check of our forecast with meteorologist Brian Carsons. It's supposed to be another day of spring-like temperatures, Brian.
Yes, indeed. Spring-like weather upon us as highs yesterday reached the 50s for many. Today, I think we'll sprinkle in a few more 60s this afternoon. Let's take a look at your forecast. And high today, about 61, maybe 62. Mitchell, same thing in Huron. We've got Pierre at 60 degrees, Rapid City 64, Custer 53, not too bad, and low to mid-50s in southwestern Minnesota. Tomorrow, we turn our attention to a cold front, strong winds, also increasing fire weather concerns. So we'll dig into those details here in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Brian. We have some exciting news to share with you this morning. It's getting easier than ever to watch KELOLAND News.
We have a new connected TV app. KELOLAND Plus is free and it's available on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
In addition to news, you can also watch live local sports coverage, KELOLAND Living, and more. We've posted step-by-step instructions on KELOLAND.com.
Pizza Cheeks in Sioux Falls has a new location. The pizza place moved into the old Kaladi's Bistro and Grill building on Minnesota Avenue.
The new location has allowed the restaurant to expand their services.
We built an arcade in the corner here, so just really being able to be a place where anybody, any age, can come in and find something that they want, whether it's from the menu or something to do or just a beverage.
For people who loved eating their pizza while they had a cocktail at the Hello High Bar, don't worry, that location will stay open. However, it'll be offering by the slice pizza options now.
A runaway cow has gone viral on social media. It escaped near Cottonwood Bistro in Brookings.
Staff estimates it was on the loose for more than 30 minutes before it was finally corralled.
There were just so many people running at her. At a certain point, I started feeling sorry for the cow, but she was just looking for freedom. She just wanted to be a free girl.
Cottonwood posted the video on its TikTok account, where it received over 3 million views.
That's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get another look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, watching that weather forecast today. Looks pretty quiet, but already on the horizon here. We've got fire weather concerns that will jump quite a bit tomorrow. And first look at this, we've got fire weather watches in effect for many of our Nebraska counties. South Dakota side at this point, nothing yet, but that could easily change. And certainly with the amount of wind we're forecasting combined with just the overall dry environment, it is something we need to watch. So be extra careful about that. My main advice would be probably don't even do any burning today, because with this kind of wind in the forecast tomorrow, any leftover embers can become problematic pretty quickly. All right, well, let's look at the wind. Today's forecast, it's about 10 to 20. Obviously, temperature-wise, we're going to be soaring into the upper 50s and low 60s. Let's look at the timing here tomorrow. And during the early morning, this already comes on the scene here. 30, 40, even 45 in Watertown. That's already there by 8 or 9 in the morning. High wind watch is in effect for eastern North Dakota. And so you look at this map, 10 o'clock and even beyond that. Yeah, a lot of these peak numbers are 40 to 50, so that's definitely a strong wind for the end of February. And, of course, it's going to get colder, too, as we source in a cold front intertwined with this wind. And the bottom line there is quite a drop on the temperature going into Saturday. Instead of being in the 50s, Sioux Falls will just struggle to hit 40 by Saturday afternoon. Here are some numbers today, though. Enjoy the pleasant sunny skies. Low 60s Mitchell, Chamberlain, Rapid City, low to mid 60s likely. Forecast lows tonight, not chilly at all. I would say we'll hold in the upper 30s and low 40s much of the overnight. The hourly numbers are actually pretty impressive. So with that start, I think we can take a run at some low to mid 50s in Sioux Falls. That's still a pretty mild day, but you've got a mix of clouds moving in. We've got that cold front. There's even a little indicator of some maybe a little light rain or light snow from Aberdeen to Marshall. I'm not going to really call that out as anything significant, but if we had a 30-minute spell in there of something like that, I wouldn't be too surprised if we can wring that moisture out. And then, of course, temperatures are going to drop even late in the afternoon. Watertown, it's going to be pretty blustery. And that'll be the story Friday night into Saturday as high pressure out of Canada builds in, and that eventually will die down the wind. So there's another look at that frontal system, 3 o'clock Friday afternoon, barreling into Sioux Falls. Nicer weather, at least in terms of wind, on Saturday. And then what's next? Well, we're going to be in a holding pattern Monday, I should say, with Tuesday being the possibility of rain showers. We do have an interesting storm system coming in out of Colorado. I think the front end of that will likely be a springboard for some thunderstorms. There could be some severe weather next week. Kansas, Oklahoma. We always watch these March storms to see if there's any clues about some wraparound snow on the backside. A little early to get into that, but there's a possibility that could be an effect here, at least for portions of our region. So stay tuned. 64 today in Rapid City, 58 Sioux Falls. One final look at our forecast. 7 days, 40 on Saturday, back to the 50s on Sunday and Monday, as we await those chances of precipitation. And that's going to include Aberdeen in the northeast as well. So for Monday night into Tuesday, again, we'll continue to monitor how much moisture will make it our direction. But in the context of the drought, yep, you get a little bit of rain, maybe some snow chances, and it's all moisture that counts. And Pierre and Rapid City, definitely a decline on the temperature by early next week. Not frigid. We're not talking Arctic air, but certainly if we get some snow chances, that could even lead to some further declines on the temperature outlook by Tuesday and Wednesday. All right, that's weather. Check out more information online at KELOLAND.com.